This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Man killed by carjackers in St. Anne. The family of 53-year-old Dwight Abrahams are distraught over his callous murder at the hands of carjackers Tuesday night. Abrahams, an auto electrician of Middlesex District, Blackstonehenge in St. Anne, was brutally shot and killed by unknown assailants in Swamp Monig in the parish on Tuesday, May 31. A brother of the deceased, Kirk Abrahams, tweeted this morning, "Heartbroken and torn. Gunmen snuffed out the life of my brother last night in a carjacking in St. Anne." Several persons reacted in horror and sent their condolences. Journalist Earl Maxim also responded, "Oh Kirk, I am so sorry bro, I can't begin to imagine your pain." Reports from the Monig police are that at about 8:30 p.m., Abrahams was at a business establishment in the Monig area when a gold motorcar drove up and the two men alighted from the vehicle. The men entered the establishment and demanded money and the keys of his motor vehicle. After handing over his keys, one of the men brandished a handgun and shot him in the upper body. The men then escaped in Abraham's black Toyota Wish motor car. The police were alerted and he was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Man killed in Trelawney crash. A Trelawney man died in a fatal collision along Spring Hill Main Road in the parish on Tuesday. The deceased has been identified as a 43-year-old Richard Spencer of Wakefield District in Trelawney. Reports from the Duncans police are that about 7:15 a.m., a white Toyota Belta motor car and a gray Suzuki Vitara were traveling in opposite directions along the Spring Hill Main Road. Upon reaching a section of the roadway, the driver of the Suzuki lost the control of the vehicle and swerved right into the path of the Toyota Belta, causing both vehicles to collide. All three occupants of the vehicles were taken to hospital, where Spencer was pronounced dead and the other two admitted for treatment. Investigations are ongoing. Vehicle plunges over Spurtree Hill after driver falls asleep. A man narrowly escaped a serious injury after the vehicle he was driving plunged over a precipice on the Spurtree Hill Main Road in Manchester on Wednesday morning. Police confirmed that the driver was able to walk away from the accident scene. He reportedly told officers that he fell asleep. Sources say about 4 a.m., a Toyota Hilux was traveling downhill when, upon reaching a section of the accident-prone hill, the vehicle went over the precipice. The accident happened at the same location where in January 3 people, including a pregnant woman, were injured in a two-vehicle crash after the driver of a tractor-trailer lost the control of the unit. The crucial Spurtree Hill Main Road links Mandeville and its environs to St. Elizabeth and points west. Heavily laden, slow-moving trucks often hinder traffic on the steep, difficult hill, and there have been several tragic accidents involving trucks over the years. Parents unhappy with the 18-year sentence for their daughter's killer. The cries of Serena Russell, mother of 24-year-old Chantel White, who was shot dead by her lover and a co-worker Andre Brumfield in 2019, echoed outside the Manchester Circuit Court on Tuesday, immediately after he was sentenced to 18 years and 5 months in prison for manslaughter. "So wicked, Mr. God not sleep." Russell, who was obviously disgusted by a sentence she considered to be too light, repeated 5 times. Chantel's father, Alton White, chimed in expressing his displeasure with the sentencing of his daughter's killer. "Where is the justice? Everybody see the killing," he said in reference to footage which surfaced of the December 31, 2019 incident in the lunchroom of Master Mac Supermarket, located less than 200 meters from the courthouse on South Racecourse Road. "If it was a big man trial, it wouldn't go like this. I'm here sitting down and didn't even get the opportunity to go into the court. I didn't even get to say something and see it have to be like this," he added. Brumfield, 32, a former delivery supervisor of 9 years, had pleaded guilty to manslaughter in a plea deal on May 16. He had initially been charged with illegal possession of firearm and murder. He pleaded not guilty to those charges. The murder charge was later reduced to manslaughter after he indicated in his caution statement that he had been provoked by White. White, who was employed as an inventory clerk at the supermarket, was reportedly in a lunchroom with co-workers when Brumfield shot her in the face with his licensed firearm. In his social inquiry report read in court, It was disclosed that he and White had been in an intimate relationship for a year, which he claimed he tried to end, stating that it was not fair to his wife, but that he would always return. He claimed that he felt disrespected after utterances by White and seen her in the company of another co-worker on New Year's Eve. The court was told that he claimed that he built a 2-bedroom house for White and took care of her financially. The report said Bromfield expressed remorse for killing White. If money could bring her back to life, he would spend every dime to bring her back, read a part of the Social Inquiry report. The statement was backed by his attorney Norman Godfrey, who asked for leniency in the sentencing of his client. Godfrey said there needs to be a resocialization of young people who have no regard for each other in relationships, with one seeing the other as an object of pleasure while the other party is seen as a resource. Justice Lorna Shelley Williams, in handing down the sentence, said she found that the evidence against the accused was overwhelming, having happened in front of a co-worker and the utterances Bromfield made to the police in handing over his firearm. "Me no know what come over me. Me take up this gal and give her everything. Build her 2-bedroom house. Pay off all her credit card and me realize say she have another man. Me see the youth a kiss her up. Me talk to her and she a diss me up and me just snap," Bromfield is reported to have said. Justice Williams said she had taken into consideration that any larger sentence discount would shock the public's conscience. Bromfield was granted a 10% discount from a sentence of 25 years, bringing it down to 22 years and 7 months, then further reduced by 1 year based on an antecedent report, and another year based on the Social Inquiry report to 20 years and 10 months. Bromfield, having spent 2 years and 5 months in custody, was sentenced by Justice Williams to 18 years and 5 months. The victim's angry father insisted that justice was not done. "My reaction is that I am not pleased about this whole situation. There is no justice there. When the rain fall, it no fall upon one man house top. Remember that. Life is one big road with a lot of signs," he said. Olympic Gardens family homeless after suspected arson attack. A family has been left homeless after a reported arson attack this morning along Balmaggie Avenue in Olympic Gardens, St. Andrew. There are no reports of injuries. The news team understands that no one was at home at the time of the fire. It is reported that a neighbor saw smoke coming from the 3-bedroom house and alerted the police. Firefighters responded and conducted a cooling down operation. Investigations are ongoing. Meanwhile, the police are maintaining a strong presence in the community. It is reported that this morning's incident came after 3 consecutive nights of heavy gunfire in the area. Warring factions in the area have been at odds. Jamaica Zoo ordered closed. Jamaica Zoo has been ordered closed to the public effective today, June 1. A release from National Environment and Planning Agency a short while ago said it has issued a notice of intention to suspend to the operator of the facility. NEPA says the zoo is therefore ordered closed to the public until the company complies with the conditions cited in the notice. Jamaica Zoo came into the spotlight in May after a worker was bitten by a lion at the facility. Tourism stakeholders frustrated as the CDC again places Jamaica in high-risk travel category. Members of Jamaica's tourism sector have expressed their frustration after the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention relisted Jamaica in its high-risk category for travel on Tuesday because of COVID-19 infections. The high-risk category applies to countries that have had more than 100 cases of the virus per 100,000 residents in the last 28 days. Richard Wallace, Negril-based hotelier, told the news that the CDC's decision had not come as a surprise. He stressed that with the country's COVID-19 infection rate being up again, measures are needed to contain transmission of the virus, despite the fact that people are fed up and frustrated with this COVID-19 pandemic.
It's not something that we should ignore. I mean, it's very tiring and frustrating to be going through this again. But I know most people are fed up and frustrated with this COVID pandemic. But the reality is we cannot ignore it. We ignore it at our peril. So my encouragement would be that we take a look and see what can be done to slow the rate and get us back out of this. If you watch the trends around the world, I saw a news article today in the international news that business travel and air travel is at an all-time high again. So You know, this is not going to slow. It's going to take a lot more than this to really get people to slow down again. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, but you know, I don't think we would have any negative effects from it in the immediate future.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.